Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I've got my nice French roast from Orange County Roasters. This is Guido coming from the left side of the Atlantic.
It's Pilgrim with his cup of tea from the correct side of the Atlantic, shilling the mug yet again.
So I've got two cups today. The first one I started with was my standard Keurig garbage from Sam's Club. And then for the backup, I decided to make a nice Orange County roast. The difference is
Very nice.
it's like night and day.
Oh, really? It's
Yeah.
that different.
It is that. This is so smooth and so good and rich, and that is so bitter and crap.
I was actually going to clip a screenshot and send it to you, which I didn't get round to doing. But there's a coffee out there called Death by Caffeine, and it has got a skull and crossbones on the front of the packet and everything.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that's going to taste like.
Yeah, I've actually seen that. Bonzi, thanks, man.
Crazy.
Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Good morning to everybody. This is Coffee Talk, where we talk about sometimes tanks and whatever else comes to mind. But we have,
Actually, tangent out too.
yeah, we can tangent at any moment. We actually have a lot to talk about though, because clearly Crew 2.0 has ruffled the feathers of the nerds.
As
Yeah, everybody is in a kerfuffle, as they say.
they are. That's a good word, kerfuffle.
Charlie Horse, what's happening? Stickler with the sub. Thank you so much. But before we get to that, we'll do the regular stuff first. Why not? Why
Yeah,
not?
why not?
Channel news, guys. 100 Battle Challenge is ongoing. I actually just finished the 274 Alpha. Their Pilgrim got 100 battles, 57% win rate, something like that. More DPM.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, more DPM than the 122 TM. Or DPG, I guess, is the right term for what I did with
Okay,
it. Damage
not
per
hard
game.
though.
No, yeah, just has a whole bunch of DPM that you turn into DPG.
Yes.
But the win rate was less than the 122 TM, so I just felt like it was a little bit harder to stick around with that tank. The armor's good, but it's not quite as good as the 122.
Well, it's not. It's not the typical Russian hover medium, is it? If you want to play it like that, you want to play it like a 430, but it doesn't do 430 things. It
Yeah,
is a slightly less than that.
yeah, it's a little slower, but it's a tier down from all those tier 9s
Yeah.
and 10s. I enjoyed it though. I'm working on the links now. I didn't realize the links, so I know I don't. I'm kind of death on wheeled tanks, but they're so
I feel
stupid.
dirty now. I feel all sullied and dirty.
They're-
You doing the links?
Yeah, but some of and that's the bad one, right? That's supposedly the bad one.
Apparently so. Yeah, I've only got the links. I haven't progressed, as you know, up that line. So I'll be interested to see how you do with it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so somebody in chat has noticed what's going on here. This is this is the sandbox, guys. So what I've got here is the client for the sandbox, and that is what my crew will. We're going to get into that later, but that's what my crew looks like now with Monty the Manicore. We'll talk about how we got there. But yeah, the wheel tank. Some of the things I've been able to do with that, with supposedly the worst one, right, is just ridiculous.
Okay. It is, yeah. Well, you say worse. It's probably the most balanced one, the one where you can actually slow it and stop it and do things with it.
No, I would agree with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Charlie Horse just hates them, the same as I do.
Yeah, I think this particular channel is the He-Man wheeled tank haters club, basically.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, I typed into the CC channel the other day and I said, all right, fine. I'm finally coming around. I'll make a deal. Remove Crew 2.0 and don't do it, and I'll give you the wheeled tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That never worked then.
yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
But anyway, we'll get to that later. Played a little bit on EU actually, so I
All right.
worked a little bit on that last week, getting the points for the next recruit that I've been playing there with. And the next stream, guys, will be tomorrow, Monday. So we'll be streaming tomorrow.
Cool.
It's kind of I think maybe like 10 to 1 or 11 to 2, something like that, standard. I need to get on to. I need to get my garden set up because I spent yesterday getting it prepped, but now I need to go get the plants and put them in. So
oh right,
yeah.
okay. Well, I'm getting that way. The weather's slowly turning, so I'm gonna. Do you know what? I'm gonna do the hack, the garden hack.
Yeah.
Because I've got a border around the grassed area. I know you guys call it the yard, so let's keep it as the yard.
The yard.
So I've got a border that goes around, which has got all rose bushes in and various exotic plants. I mean, she does all that. I don't know. But in between them is just a mass of weeds. So the hack we're going to do is we are going to weed it all, and then we're going to put that matting down and cover it in shale. So no weeds can get through, just the plants.
It is definitely a constant battle here in Florida against weeds.
Yeah, it grows like wildfire.
It's absolutely insane. I'll show you guys a picture here in just a second so I get it downloaded.
No, I'm not allowed to go to the pub yet, Stickler. But on 2 counts, Boris and the House General. I'd listen to the House General before Boris, don't you worry.
Boris won't let you leave.
No. He says, stay in the house, Pilgrim.
He still has you. He still has you under house arrest, does he?
Yep. We can't have you running loose around the United Kingdom, for crying out loud.
I don't imagine any of the politicians are especially bothered by these lockdowns, huh?
No, I mean, there's
I'm sure
they've
Boris
been caught out.
Yeah, I'm sure Boris does whatever the heck he wants.
Yeah, he goes for a bike ride 10 miles from number 10. So that's not quite local, but there you go.
Not you though, fella. Not you, fella. You just sit there and stare at your garden and hope that you can find some shale.
Yeah. And watch the weeds actually grow like that. They start there and you can watch them go like that.
Yeah.
Absolute nightmare. Anyway, back to channel news. What's
going on with that? Where were we? We were talking. Well, first,
we were on stream because you streamed a lot last week.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, but we were. Now, don't try to change the subject. We're still on garden talk.
Okay.
Cryotank says the crying has been real about 2.0. The thing is, it's still on sandbox. Still a lot of tests. Oh, come on, Cryotank. We're here to rabble rouse. So come on, get on board. The rabble rouse. This is the rabble rouse train. All right. If you're looking for the calm and collected train, it's back at the station. We are barreling forward to start screaming and whining. All right. This is what
we got a big number 8 on the front of our steam engine, and away we're going.
That's right. We got a full head of steam, my friends, on the rabble rousing express. He makes a good point. It is sandbox, and it will likely be modified. I don't want to get into it too much, but I think we all know this is happening. Right? It's happening.
Yeah. We'll deal with it later because I think there's some salient points behind it, and there are some real benefits to by the look of it. There are some adjustments to be made, and I think for once, Wargaming have been a little bit more open with Anyway, we'll get into it because we're going to go there.
Fair assessment. Monday stream, Stack Up stream later today, actually, guys, over on Low Blow's channel. Let's see if we can get this working here. I'm going to be commentating on a BFM competition. So the BFM ACM Clinic is going to do a BFM competition at 2000 Z. You do the math for wherever you live. And so Low Blow and I will be commenting on that. That'll be some really good BFMers in DCS. So that'll be a lot of fun. We're going to go ahead and do that.
Can you do me a big favour, Guido?
Yeah.
I watch Lobo quite late at night, about 10 o'clock in the evening for me, about 20 minutes before my bedtime. But I always drop in and say hi and all the rest of it. One of the things that burns into my brain that doesn't give me a good night's sleep is that Low Blow does most of his streaming dressed in his budgie smugglers. Can you ask him to actually wear some proper clothes today, please? Because I can't get to sleep at night. It's a horrible vision.
What is he wearing? Like short shorts? Like athletic?
No, he wears all. Yeah, I mean, he sits there in his. I would call them underpants and swimming shorts, but I don't know. Bloody Aussie. keep telling him. I put it in chat. I go, look, man, you've just burnt my retinas. My brain is now swimming with visions of low blow. You know, knocking around in his budgie spots. Can you put some clothes on, please?
I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know if I can broach that subject. I feel like.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that's just.
Just as he gets into his Viper or whatever. Oh no, he's commentating. Okay.
I feel like that's just something that should be left alone and not to.
Yeah. He could change his name to Eva the Diva-ish.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Sorry, we'll stop now. Okay.
What is going on with that?
I don't know. That's you know, you've got to say, does that pull in a number of viewers for that and not the content? Yes, of course it does.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
and
is
it's just.
Yep.
It's pointless. You know. It's pointless.
Anyway.
Anyway, where were we? Hello, Wayne. How are you? Charlie Horse, how are you?
No
undies, knickers on TV and all
no
that.
beaver jokes. Okay, let's not get into the misogyny channel, guys. I just but it is a thing, right? Let's.
It is a thing.
It's a thing, right? And it's ongoing. Anyway, probably a couple things, but anyway.
Don't even stop it, right?
Come see. You started this because you started talking about budgie smugglers.
Well, that was low blow. You know what he's like? He's probably in competition with the ladies who stream. That's what it is. He needs to show a bit, doesn't he?
Well, there you go. You know what? It sells. That's all. We all know this. Budgies, aren't they? At the risk of getting ridiculed, that's a food, right?
Budgies are budgerigars, small birds.
Oh,
you know,
what's the little? I think it's an Indian thing, right? What are they called? It's similar to budgies.
Okay, but it's not budgies.
No.
Oh, bargee. Bargies. That goes with your curry. It's an onion.
Yeah. I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, budgie smugglers are Australians when they're on Bondi Beach. G'day, mate. They wear budgie smugglers, which are very, very skimpy, tight. Swimming.
I know exactly what those are. The budgie part.
No, budgerigars is it because we're going to go there, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
okay. Because of the man's bulge at the front, it looks like a small budgerigar, and he's smuggling his budgerigar in his. That's why they're called budgie smugglers. Sorry, I have to educate you, colonials, don't I? So you can when you speak to low blow later on, just say, "How many budgerigars have you got in your thongs?" Doesn't look like many, mate.
I told you that is a subject best left unbroached among men.
I know it's not a man thing, is it?
Unless that's your thing, I don't care. But anyway, I just want to get back to the idea that it looks like a bird. I'm like, how? Anyway.
Well, have you ever put a budgie down your pants? Have a look. But do not stand in front of the mirror with the house general behind you when you do it, because you'll just get the mickey taken out of you all day long.
That's an entirely valid criticism from a logical standpoint. I have not put a budgie in my pants, so I actually do not know if that's what it looks like. That's true. So perhaps someone has, and they've identified that that's...
No, I haven't.
No, it's someone else, not necessarily you, but...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Anyway, let's move on.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Tanks.
Yeah, let's move on. Missions and specials, guys. It's time to shill after all that. Holy cow.
Time to shill. Wow.
It's time to shill. Let's get over here and do a little of this and a little of that. Got to get the Chrome going because... Oh, wow, it worked. What the... Well, hasn't done that in a long...
That's a first.
Hasn't done that in a long time.
Cool.
Just got me worried a little bit. I don't know why it did that. Okay. Let's see. What we got? We got Premium Shop. Let's dive into this first. We did go to a dark place. But we've come back to the light. Go towards the light, my friends. Go towards the light.
We are the light of what?
Get your wallet out and start buying some tanks. Here we go.
Yeah.
Commander AF has the T-34-3 on sale. Is that getting buffed? Is that one of the... Or did it...
Yes, I heard that. Yes, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was part of the premium tank. Should we call it an upgrade?
Yeah, for this
What
next
tanks are saying
this next patch,
I think it's on the next update. Yeah.
which I think is this week.
Oh right. Okay.
Do you think? Because they've got the preload going on.
Yeah.
If it's not this week, it's
Yeah,
got to
it's
be
gotta
next
be.
week. If it's not this week, it has to be. I mean, it's close. Let's say it's close, guys. I did not find any dates, but I also didn't look at Watt Express. So if anybody knows, if they have any intel, go ahead and type it into chat there.
Cool.
I'm guessing this week, Tuesday or Wednesday
Well,
or
it's a
Thursday or
preload. The
something.
preload has come down on both
Yeah.
EU and NA. So even if we were the first to get it, we'll get it within the next few days, surely, because that's when the preload comes down.
Yeah. Slim's the Canuck. What's happening, man? Welcome. Okay, so
Limbs.
we got the Duo. We got the French 1357 and the LEF. So you can absolutely be a pox upon the low tiers if you like.
Yeah. But you know, I mean, I only play it to give gold out. So I've got an excuse.
Do you want
I
to?
play it on a Friday for an hour, so people can kill me,
Yeah.
and I will gift them gold.
Do you want a conspiracy theory?
Please do.
Not really a conspiracy theory, but an old, soak 'em kind of thing. What if the LEF shows up in the black market in a couple weeks
Oh,
And
now
the-
wouldn't that be a spanker?
and they just
Crikey!
sold it?
Wow. I mean, the standard is $20. I don't know what it is in US, but
Yeah.
$20.
Reaper Dawn. Thanks for the follow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these tanks are tanks that you could see in a black market because they're all pretty good tanks. Because you got the LEF, you've got 1357, both good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the LEF is good in its sphere, I guess. The Scorpion, a well-regarded TD, that is a credit-making machine right there. Both
Yeah.
versions of it, by the way. And the T77, and there's some others on the other pages there. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Wouldn't that be interesting? That feels very, very bad, doesn't it? If they do that,
It's naughty.
it's naughty.
It's naughty.
Wargaming being naughty.
It's naughty.
Yes.
Here's an interesting thing I found. Let's see if I can do it with this. No, it's not on that one. Okay, hold on. There is a... Oh, let's go up here. It's up here on the coupons, which now I don't know how you would do it. Come on, back up. In my coupons, I don't know if you guys noticed this, and I don't know where this coupon came from. I have a coupon that apparently you can add for a bonus, which I've never really seen this done. If you spend $29.99 or more, which is a bizarre number. Why would it not be 30? But anyway, $29.99 or more, you get 15 times 5 XP for each victory.
That's odd, isn't it?
I've never seen that before.
No, I've never seen that one.
So
I've seen.
go to.
I mean, I haven't got any coupons left now. How did you get that then?
I don't know. So if I go here and I go to purchase the Amex, does it apply a coupon? Yeah, there you go. There's the bonus one. So you add that, and it adds 4 more items.
Well, isn't that interesting?
No, it doesn't show it. It's right there though. 15 times 5s added to your purchase. There you go.
Well, there you go. So it's just finding out how you get that coupon, isn't it? What did you have to do to get that?
Yeah, I don't
That would be
know.
interesting
I'm
to
not
know.
sure where
Yeah.
that came from, but I've received. Somebody just said I don't have the chat. What'd they say?
Okay, in chat, let's go back up a little bit just to catch up. Yeah, the people are saying that the preload, it means it will be this week sometime. There's a question from Slims. Why is the Duo cheaper than buying the bottom tier 7 package? So why is the leaf blower? I'm just having a look now, and the 1357. Why is it cheaper than buying the bottom tier 7 package? Oh, okay.
What are we looking at?
I don't know. So what Slim is saying is that if you buy the Duo, it's cheaper than buying the bottom tier 7 package. Does that mean buying each individually?
Oh, do you mean the Duo?
Yeah.
It's $30 for the Duo. Well, there's your
Yeah.
price. There's your pricing reason on that coupon. It's $29.99. That's the one they're really.
Yeah.
That's the one they're
Yeah.
pushing right there, right? Because they want to sell as
Yeah.
many of those as they can.
Yeah.
Well, if he's talking about this single one, there's gold involved.
There you go.
So
There you go.
usually
There you go.
the answer to that is there's gold involved. But clearly, if you buy it for 29 and you're getting 2 tanks, that's a better deal than any of those single tanks anyway.
Right.
It almost always is.
Right.
But interesting that it's not more than $29.99. So why would you? But these come with gold and some other crap. You got to kind of dig into it and see what else comes with it.
Once you dig down into it, you can see there's other stuff that comes with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the other question from chat, Reaper Don, I don't know if it's a question, but his transition from what console to PC is difficult, starting all over into a completely different interface. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've done that. Absolutely. People who haven't done that assume that the game is the same on console as on PC. It is a completely different game. Maps are slightly different. There's different mechanics. The metas are different on PC, and of course, starting again, you start. Whatever you've
Yeah.
done on console doesn't come over with you, so it's a nightmare. Yeah.
What's the crew situation over on console? Are they doing the single crew thing, or do they still have separate people?
I don't know because I haven't played console in 8 years now.
Oh,
So
okay.
8 9
Yeah.
years. So, but yeah, I mean, if anybody's in here who has played console recently, let us know. Let us know what the Reaper. Let us know what the differences are.
All right, so we've got the rest of these on the specials. And I think if we dig down, yeah, the T-77 is still out there, guys. The KV-5 is still out there. The IS-3A, the tank that destroyed the game. You can get the IS-3A and the KV-5 together for $54. That's actually a pretty dang good deal.
Yeah.
That's a big savings for those things. $27 for each tank right there, and plus drop a coupon on it. Bring it down another $5 or so. All right. I think that's pretty much it for the shilling, man. There's nothing else. There is the Wargaming store with the clothes and all that stuff has a special going on right now as well.
Yeah, we don't touch on that a lot because we need to shill your merchandise, really, don't we?
That's right. Yeah. I need to. That is language. I need to take a look at what's going on over there and try to add some cool stuff.
Yeah, you need this ugly mug on a T-shirt. That'll sell it.
The problem is you kind of need your own graphics. You know what I mean? Just you can't steal other people's graphics and sell it and that kind of stuff. So you
have to be very careful.
You have to be careful. Yeah, you don't want to gank somebody's art and try to sell it as your own kind of stuff. So, if you go to the internet and you type tank and you just grab a graphic, it's somebody else created that. So
yeah.
Yeah, so I have a few bespoke graphics that we've created for 1212 Gaming over the years, and that's what we've been using. But
how does that work? Do you have to, if you use a, is it like music? Do you have to pay a royalty to the creator of that graphic?
Depends on what your deal is with the person. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, so you have to do an individual deal with it. You can't just.
Well, I mean, it runs the gamut. You can have people that you can buy all the graphics in a package. And they'll sell it to you for whatever. Here's 1,000 graphics. I'll sell you the use of for $100 or $50 or $20 or whatever the hell they charge.
Right.
If it's important enough, you might actually, I can't think of what the word is, but hire an artist to build it and then pay them for it. And depending on what the agreement is, if the agreement is you pay for it, it's yours to use in perpetuity, whatever you want to do, then it's a one-off sale. If it's an important enough person, maybe it's especially if it has likenesses and other copyrighted and protected stuff on it. Say like a big artist, a music artist or something, Chuck in World of Tanks. I don't know what their deal is with him, but he might continue to get a cut of whatever has sold with his likeness on it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's interesting when you dig into it like that because. I mean, you've had stuff done for your introductions on your videos, haven't you, and stuff like that. And it's interesting to see the dynamics behind that because, yes, I understand now that if you pay for it, it becomes your property.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Because you've paid the creator to take that property ownership off him and give it to you. But there's other ways that you would like pay a royalty just to be able to use it, but it remains the property of the creator and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've worked with a couple of people. I got a couple things for free early on. It was very generous. I've paid a little bit for a couple of the others. But when you start talking about graphic artists and guys making videos, it takes a lot of time and training to do that stuff. And there's a price point at which you're too small and you're kind of priced out of that good stuff.
Yeah.
So you're relying on either somebody doing it for less or pro bono, or allowing you to pay them with something once and then you can use it. If I was a huge giant channel, then I would have more people might be interested in, like, all right, I'll do this for you for my exposure, right? Yeah. But now it's people doing stuff, out of the goodness of their heart to help me.
Yeah.
So
you're getting a lot of love, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that won't happen when you start to rake the millions in. People will be going, "Where's my cut then?"
Oh yeah, just probably billions. Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think Bill Gates is going to get worried?
I think he already is. I mean, we have like 20 or 30 people watching, and then he's like, "Oh my gosh." Yeah.
I mean, we are zooming. We are, you're there, aren't you? Really?
The reach.
Well, I've heard that nations' presidents have watched you, and prime ministers, and Her Majesty watches it just to make sure I'm drinking the right tea.
Yeah, she's got people spying on you.
Indeed. The bowler-hatted gentleman keeps walking past my window here. I'm not sure what he's doing.
got a royal guard posted at your front door right now.
Yeah, with a big bear
hat. Yeah, the big furry hat going on.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, Commander AF's code is Cupid's Arrow. Cupid's Arrow. It's a T-34-3 3-day rental and some boost airs. We have a times two experience double XP mission going on. Just want to let you know, if you do all those things, you can get some camo, which is nice for free to play. Well, it's nice for pay to play as well. But if you finish it up, then you're going to get some of those all-season camos. Those are nice to have in the garage. And I think that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and jump into the sneak preview. All right, this is March, guys. March is coming up. We're now well past Christmas, the kind of leftover hangover of Christmas, and now we're moving on. We are going to get the patch come out, which is going to have Battle Pass. We'll talk about that later. Potentially, and I think we're going to have a black market this month. But other things we got, Prime Gaming also has the new package or loot box or whatever it is, so make sure you get that. Cavs Watch
That's
Party.
Called Big Catch, isn't it? Big Catch.
Big Catch, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There's some kind of fishing theme thing going on. I have no idea why. It doesn't seem to be linked to anything specific.
Well, I thought that. I looked at the tanks they've got on the graphic, and I'm thinking, what's that got to do with fishing? How many people take a tank fishing? I don't know. Although there was a T-34 found in a fishing lake in Russia some years ago, and they dragged it out and cleaned it up and everything. So maybe it does have a. Maybe people go fishing with the T-34s. I don't know.
Yeah, it probably got stuck there in the winter, and then it melted when the.
Oh, with the ice, yeah.
Yeah, when it melted, it just sunk into the swamp and sat there.
Yeah, look, Cliffy, real men go fishing with dynamite. Yeah, I can live with that. I instead of sitting there for 3 or 4 hours with a rod, just lob some dynamite in. You've got your fish, and where you go. I've got a fishing story. Do you want it?
Sure.
Do you want the fishing story? Right. When I was over in Germany, one of the big things you do as a chap who has children, your son, you take him fishing for the first time, don't you?
Yeah, right.
Hunting, shooting, fishing. Mm-hmm. You do that thing, right?
Yeah.
So my lad came home from school. He was only about 9 or 10, something like that. He said, Dad, can we go fishing? Because some of his mates went fishing. And I went, yeah, of course we can. So I had all the rig in the garage and everything else, so I got it out. And we're not talking fly, we're talking, hook with a worm on the end, that type of fishing.
Yeah.
So, and I thought, I wonder where I can go. And there was behind, in the married quarters, was next to the barracks. And in the barracks was a massive lake, and it was fed by a river coming in from outside the wire, so it went under the wire. I thought, I know what we'll do. We'll sneak under the wire. Why we had to sneak under the wire when I've got an ID card, I can just go in anyway. I thought, well, it'd be fun for the lad. So we'll sneak under the wire and we'll do a little bit of fishing, right? I know. But anyway, so he's with me, and so we seeded the water with a bit of bread, like you do, good fisherman. Lobbed the old rod in and everything. Bang! Pulled out a trout. Bang! Pulled out 2 trouts. Bang! Pulled out 3. As I pulled out the 3rd, a big silver Mercedes pulled up behind me on the road. And this guy comes out, he was a proper silver spoon in the mouth chap. He goes, I say, you chappy down there fishing. And I'm with my lad, you see. And I'm going, right, don't say nothing. He goes, what are you doing? I said, fishing? he goes, but you can't fish there. Do you have a license? I said, no, I'm just showing my lad. Do you realise that's the Brigadier's trout you're fishing? I was like, really? Well, it's not his now, it's mine, isn't it? And he jumped in his car and drove off. So we got the fish, me and the lad. We got the fish and we ran home as fast as we could. And I gave it to the house girl. I went, here, gut that, get it in the freezer quick before we're caught. And she's like, I'm not touching that. So I had to do all that. Anyway, but yeah, apparently I was fishing the Brigadier's fish. I'm not allowed to do that.
You're poaching, man. You're poaching the royal.
Is that what it's called?
That was a big deal.
What are you doing? Fishing, you muppet.
100 years ago, you'd have been in the brig. You'd have been in the Brigadier's brig.
Yeah, I would have been, wouldn't I? I would have been flogged. Cat o' nine tails. Bloody peasant fishing.
How dare you? How dare you take the?
How dare you?
How dare you take the Lord's fish?
Yeah, exactly. You damned peasant.
God, you'd had to go and
yeah, chuck the old full of I'm sorry, I'm trying to feed my family. I say, do a day's work, chappie. Get away with you.
So basically, you didn't take your son fishing. You took him poaching.
I took him poaching.
Yeah. So the lesson learned there was how to break the law.
Exactly. He's never stopped breaking it ever since. Anyway, sorry. Just as a tangent, I thought that was.
You know what? Teach your kids how to be a little naughty. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, of course you've got to, haven't you? You know,
Yeah.
You can't go. Yeah, outlaw.
The outlaw.
There we go. Anyway, sorry. Where were we? Yeah, the big catch. The big catch.
Yeah. Oh, we were doing the what's coming up in March. All right. Chieftains Armored Vehicle Society, which I'm not really sure what that is, but that's the Chieftains gig. They're going to be watching a movie, everybody together on like streaming it or whatever. So that's going on March 4th. March 11th is the new Clan Wars Act. The 11th to the 30th. That's April,
yeah.
That's 3 months and some.
And some, yeah. Wow.
Is that nightly?
Okay,
Is that every night?
That's a good question. Is it every night? Yeah. Let me do.
It's got to be. It's got to be the weekend, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or some such. Anyway, that's nutty. March-long events, university admissions. Oh, those should be kicking off here in the next few days. So remember to put your codes in. Actually, this is February. This is the last day of February, isn't it? Correct. It is.
It is today.
Yep, 28 days in February. March on track missions. The WZ is ongoing. The 100 is ongoing. We're going to have those are bundles. The 1516 UDES and the Grill 15. Look at that.
Yeah.
Why is there a little...
I don't know. What's that triangle for?
Is that the TD thing? Why does it have the TD thing?
No, it's the wrong way up.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that
I don't know. It's a wargaming thing.
What's on sale? This month is not nearly as good as last month. Who cares? Nobody really cares about that. It says low tier seal cover. Holy cow! If you go to EU, it is absolutely besieged by these things.
Yeah.
Down at low tiers.
It's horrible, isn't it?
They're everywhere. T-34-3. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was coughing.
Oh. T-34-3 Chrysler K. Chrysler K is good. T43, it's preferential. 34 Shield, neither one of these is particularly good. Some Fort Knox stuff. The 703, if you want the double barrel guys, will be on sale later on in the month. The Lance and C, also a good medium. And the F52 LIS, quite a good medium. So those are pretty good. 4202 is mediocre. Centurion 5.1 is a good Centurion, such as Centurions are. And there we go, the E25. Now, these are all tanks, again. A good number of these tanks are tanks you might see in the black market, right? Yeah. Especially like the double barrel is very popular. The LIS, the E25, obviously, is not on sale very much, although I don't know if we can say that anymore because it has been sold quite a bit lately, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I picked one up on the last round. They had them, so.
Remember when they removed it from the store and said they wouldn't sell it anymore?
Exactly. They do that.
They actually said that. They specifically said they were not going to sell the E25 anymore.
Yeah, exactly that.
And then, well, the first thing they did is they didn't sell it. They put it on like black market or as a reward or something. Remember?
Yeah.
And now they just sell it again.
Yeah. Now they're gone. But they have forgotten, comrades. They are Westerners. Their brains are small. They're forgotten.
They should learn to not say definitive things necessarily, especially in regards to what they're going to allow themselves to sell or not.
It's in the translation.
Yeah, it could
it's
be
in
too.
The translation.
Yeah, that's true. All right. What happened there? Here we go.
You've got a follow from David.
Thanking you. International Women's Day weekend is coming up. All the female streamers are going to have drops and stuff on this weekend. They're working all that stuff, so check all that out.
Okay. That's cool.
Top secret. This is where I think the rumor for the black market is coming from, guys. Now, it shows the weekend, but I'd imagine it's that week, right? Culminating on the weekend. So the 12th is starting on the 8th. So Monday is the 8th. That's 2 weeks from now. That's my guess. It's somewhere in there. Because it usually goes for 7 days or 8 days or 10 days or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's a tank a day, isn't it? So yeah, you're right. It's a full week normally, isn't it?
I mean, this could be something completely different. And maybe the event is called Top Secret and the missions, I don't know. But there you go.
Oh, do you see they got that triangle next to the International Women's Day weekend as well?
Oh. Okay, hold on. Is that what that means? 6th to 9th? 17th to the 22nd? No, I don't know. Wait. Now it's on the 3D style. What is happening? Where else did I see that thing? Oh, right there. What are those? I don't know. That's really... It's here, too. The triangle.
Odd, isn't it?
Is that the key that opens the keys?
The 5 keys! There you go, that's where they are. Are there 5 of them? Cliffy must know.
1, 2...
Yeah.
3.
Oh.
4.
Oh.
4. 4.
4.
There's only 4.
Well,
There's only 4.
Oh no.
There's only 4.
Wasn't there only 4 and then the 5th was a special one?
I don't know.
I can't remember now. I've had that many sleepless nights about it.
I don't know.
Remember.
Showdown Saturday is happening as well, and Watts. You can check out Watts next. All right, that is all. That's the shilling. I don't have anything else.
No,
I don't think we're going to even bother. Should we go to the UI, or are we even going to bother with that?
Well, I don't know. The UI may hold something interesting. Should we have a look?
Well, I'm in. We'll see if it's working. Okay, it looks like it's standard act because I am in the. Look, see, it's only. Because I'm in the sandbox server, it's only got this stuff showing. Because I can't apparently.
Well, can I just pick up on Special Commander AF missions?
Okay.
I've just clicked it this morning. I played 1 battle, and I've done nearly. Well, let me just work it out. Maths in public, pilgrinomics. I've done nearly a third. I've done nearly a third of what's required for the pizza time, and I've only played 1 battle, so that's not hard to get, is it?
No.
It just pinged at me. I went, oh, that's not difficult to get then.
Yeah.
There you go. Sorry, anyway.
Cryotank says the mutant comes. Yeah, they said they would never sell the mutant. That was at the very beginning of the game. It's like, this is only for early adopters. You will never be able to get it again until you can. Bolt Upright. The black market is an event where you can buy. It's a tank a day. They'll sell it for silver, gold. A lot of times it's very rare tanks. It's tanks people want, and they'll have a limited amount of them. So I don't know, what's a good example, Pilgrim, of what they've done in the past? Oh, the 59G.
59G, I was going to say that, yeah.
Type 59G is probably the pinnacle, because they only put so many on the black market, and they were gone in 10 seconds.
Yeah, remember that? I was like full of anticipation of buying one. And as soon as I clicked on, I switched it on, they'd gone, sold out. I went, what? what happened there? How many did they have? One?
And it was 25,000.
Yeah, they
gold,
just went like,
which is $100, right?
Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it? Oh dear.
Heisenberg.
The thing, you've just had a follow from Michael D. Bender. Great name.
Excellent. Michael Bender. Hey man, thank you. Appreciate the follow. Yes, Heisenberg's correct. It was 2 a day, wasn't it? Every 12 hours.
Yes, it was every 12
That's
hours.
Right.
Not
That's
every
right.
24. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, $100 for a gold paint job. Yeah, you're right, Wayne.
Michael Bender is waxing poetic about the mutant. Does she shoot? Does she kill? Does crew come complete? My garage premium, unless always pulled me wins from my game. Tank was sure to pound snowflakes. No one could ever complain. The memory of my premium could never cause me pain. What is that song?
I don't know. Years go by, I'm battling through a girly enemy. And there's my garage premium on the filter in between. My chat runs cold, my gold ammo has just been sold. My premium is the never sold. Premium is the never sold.
What is
cool,
that?
I like that.
What is that song? Centerfold, there it is.
Centerfold, there you are. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What's his name band? Jay Giles Band.
Yeah.
Jay Giles Band, there you go.
Cool. Like that. Excellent.
All right.
Bit of culture on your channel.
Yeah, man, the poetry music lyric channel.
Hit the number one.
Yeah.
At 7 o'clock in the morning.
All right, let's go to subjects du jour, Pilgrim. Update 1.12, guys. Battle Pass is back, and we expect that to be sometime next week, like we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I have maybe I don't have that up. Reward tanks, I believe, are involved. We don't know exactly how it's built. There are the theory is that there is one season, 3 chapters. There's 50 levels or whatever you want to call them in each chapter. Apparently, there's no extra levels. It is all tied into some kind of point system to get the reward tank. And ranked, Steel Hunter, Frontline, and pubs. Is that all? Is that all of them, or am I missing one?
Clan. There's the clan one as well, isn't there?
Oh, Clan Wars counts?
Yeah, let me just check.
I'm not sure if Clan Wars counts, but we don't know what the point system is. That's the big unknown right now. Can you just do it through randoms, or are you going to have to play some of the others to get enough points? That's the question.
That was a good question. I do think they answered that question. Let me just check.
Okay.
I was reading it this morning and I thought, oh, they've answered that question. That's good. Let me just... you know what it's like trying to find it again when you've been...
Well, I'm going off of Harkonnen's site here, and what his doesn't have a lot of details. Yeah, he says you can earn points in randoms, ranked, Steel Hunter, Frontline. Nothing about clan stuff. There's daily missions. The harder they are, the more points you get. There's three core vehicles. Remember, they gave you extra points in the past. I assume that's going to happen now, but I can't prove it. Object 705A this time, the 121, which is the Chinese Tier 10 medium, and the 110E3, which is the US Tier 10 TD. So a heavy, a medium, and a TD. New bounty equipment is going to be bounty aiming, which is that little
Yes.
plus 5%
Yeah, I got that down.
aiming
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Customizations.
Well, they've got.
Go ahead.
Sorry, they've got. When you get to it, you'll see there's 2 new reward tanks. But just go back a sec. Earning points. You'll be able to earn battle pass points in tier 6 to 10 in the following game modes, which you've listed. Battle pass points can also be earned by completing daily missions. The more challenging the mission, the more points you get. So instead of deciding which modes to play to earn battle pass points, you can simply pick the ones you prefer and obtain rewards. So the answer's there. You don't have to do every one. You can earn enough points by doing maybe pubs and missions.
Yeah, I know what they're saying, but the question becomes, how many points do you need, and can you realistically do it in one or the other?
No, that's true. Yeah, that's
because think about it. Are you going to make it? Are you going to make it to where, let's say, I only want to earn points in Frontline, so I'm not even going to play pubs. I'm just going to play Frontline. I don't want to even play pubs, so I wait for Frontline. Can I grind it out in Frontline?
That's a good question, because that's how it was done before, because that's how I did it.
Yeah.
I just, on my EU competition account, I just ground Frontline out and got enough points to get the Char 4.
But you had to do multiple seasons of it.
Yeah.
So that, again, that's
one mode.
That's the rest of the question. If I'm only going to do Frontline, do I have to do all 2 or 3 or whatever they do in the year? Is the assumption on their points totals that people will be playing randoms in the background anyway? So the point total is high enough that you're going to have to do a bunch of randoms and then pick 1 or 2 of the other ones, because there will be extra points for missions embedded in those that, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it lends itself to that, because they're talking about earning daily mission points. So they're expecting people to run pubs in the background to earn enough points to go along with the specific modes. Do you know what I mean? The way, if you read into it, the way it says that, it sounds like you've got to do at least 2 or maybe 3 modes to be able to get enough points.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the question. How does that work? Because if the point totals is such that I can just grind out randoms, like, how long will it take? Am I going to have to, no kidding, do all 3 Battle Pass seasons to do it? I don't know. This is the question, which means that what they've done is they have taken the incentive for the other modes and shit canned it.
Absolutely.
The only reason people played the other modes really was the reward tanks. Yeah. Frontline credits and experience, there was definitely that going on.
Yeah.
And I like Frontline well better than Steel Hunter, because Steel Hunter is just a
it's a camp fest, isn't it?
It's
you can hide until there's only two other tanks left.
It's just a game that you can play 100 other places on the internet. It's
absolutely.
It's the same. It's the same. It's Rocket League for tanks or whatever. Who cares? Yeah. I know some people like it, but I just have nothing for it. So my incentive to play that was already 0. And if you remember last year, I just quit all of that. I didn't even chase the tanks because I just couldn't stand the modes.
No, that's right.
And I'm really happy that you can get it doing whatever. That's a great deal. I'm very curious what the point system is, because I can definitely see it being structured, even though they're talking out of both sides of their face, structured that in reality, you're going to have to play some of these other things.
Yeah.
Because they want to incentivize these modes, otherwise why bother with them? Yeah. Steel Hunter is the one that just really blows my mind.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what is the point of that? You're not training crews, right? You're not grinding anything. At least in Frontline, you can do that. It's a totally separate thing that is completely divorced from the rest of the grind of the game. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly that. I hope that you can do it by doing 2 or maybe 3 of the modes. I would hope it's 2. So I personally would do Frontline and Pubbies, and hopefully get enough points to get at least one of the reward tanks, and that would be fine by me. I wouldn't like it if I had to do all 4, or I had to do 3 of the 4, because, like you, I don't do ranked, and I hate Steel Hunter, so I was quite, hopefully they haven't changed it to that point.
If they make ranked 7v7, I'll play ranked.
Yes, now that's a good point. Yeah,
if they make ranked that 7v7,
Yeah. What was that
Ty-
mode they had that was 7 versus 7?
the one we just did. Yeah.
Whatever it was.
I know that the other CCs, all the CCs have been, make ranked 7 versus 7, and you got something going on. Then you start to get people used to that mode. Then you bring your leagues back, because one of the reasons the leagues failed is their pub players didn't really have any frame of reference for them, because they were all these kind of weird formats.
Yeah.
They didn't want to do 15-15 in a competitive mode, because getting 15 people together, kind of as amateurs in a league, was a nightmare. Even getting a 7-man team that could play regularly was always a pain. You'd always have people coming and going all the time.
Yeah, because of real life. Kedge is in the house, by the way.
Hey, Kedge. Good morning. Going back to the reward tanks, absolutely. Somebody listed them out, but they are the AE Phase 1, the Object 777 version 2, the Charfuture, and 2 new tanks, the K91 PT, which is a Tier 9, I was going to say 10, but it's not, Tier 9 Russian TD, based off the K91, and then the Kunstpanzer, which is a German Tier 9 medium tank, I believe.
Right, I was going to ask you about that, because I don't believe I've ever seen that before. Is that a new one? The Kunstpanzer?
Yeah, it's well, I think it's also the KH.
Oh, right, okay.
Which I think that's the same tank. That one's been kicking around. They've been talking about the various stats of that thing.
Okay.
So I think I'm right on that. I could be wrong. I'm after the Charfuture of those tanks. I want the Char. I have the AE Phase 1. Right. But I want the Char. Because that is a fantastic tank. The Char is an absolute monster.
It's the one I've said this before. It's the one that I actually aimed for on my EU competition account, and I've never looked back. Every time I go onto the competition account, it's my go-to tank. It is fantastic. You can't. In fact, here we go. Remember that game we had the other day, and there was a Char 4 with us. We went up the hill. I can't remember which map it was.
Yeah.
And he got himself absolutely spanked. I almost sat back and thought, how did you get killed like that? How in that tank did you just get yourself overwhelmed by a Progetto? Really? just uninstall.
Well, I mean, he's got a different autoloader, right? The Char, who knows how many shells he showed up with? You know, he may have had less than 4.
I know. I'm just being a little bit.
Well, that's totally the advantage and the difference of the auto reloader, right? He's never really out of the fight. Yeah, he's hurting DPM wise, but he's going to get a shell. The Char, he's got a long reload. You know, once he dumps those 4, he can get pushed and bullied and all that good stuff.
Charlie makes a good point, actually. The 7 versus 7 is great. Unless you're the one that always gets picked last. That's me. Ever since my school days. Yeah. Whenever we had the football in the yard, it was always like I was the last one shuffling my feet together, looking down. Nobody wants to pick me. Because I'm shit.
Dude, that happened to me on occasion for certain. That always incentivized me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Doesn't it ever make you... Trauma makes you stronger.
Yeah, no, that always made me mad and made me work harder. I don't know. It just did. Like basketball, I loved basketball. I wasn't particularly good at it, but I was fairly tall. Still really skinny when I was a kid, but I was fairly tall. I could jump quite a bit. My shot just sucked. I was just But as a defender, I was fast, tall. As a defender, I could So I was just like the. I was the enforcer under the rim. They'd pick me last, and I'd just be crushing people.
Just stand there, Guido. Don't do anything. Yeah. Just put your arms up and stand there. That'll do fine.
Yeah, fouling every 5 seconds. It was awesome.
We can afford to lose you. Just stand there.
Mm-hmm. Just go in there and hack that guy a few times, and then come on back out and sit on the bench. Got it. I can do that.
That's it. Okay, I know how to do that. Thanks, coach.
I know my place.
Yeah, I was left back when I played football. Left back behind the goals.
I got to tell my son that. He's going to love that one. Did you play left back today, buddy? It's like, what's that? Were you left back behind the goals?
Yeah.
Actually, my son has turned into a pretty damn good utility player. Actually,
Good man.
He
Good
played.
man.
The coach will. He plays generally center back, but
Right.
if he needs him to move up to provide a little spark in the middle or some speed on the outside for the strikers, so he moves him around a lot, that's been cool to watch because he was really bad at soccer when he started. He could play, but he just he wasn't really at that level. But he's not
picked it up obviously.
Oh yeah, he's not going to go. He's not going to go play for an NCAA team anywhere. But he's definitely a solid player now. It's really awesome to watch. All right.
Well, you know what? I think, and not knowing your lad, but I would imagine if you're an all-round sportsman, it's great because you've got the ability to dip into different sports and all the rest of it. You can get very focused on one sport, of course you can. And I guess that's where all the top players do. They focus on that particular sport. But the ability to be able to play a number of sports actually stands you in good stead for a lot of things in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got the ability to understand more than one game set.
Yeah.
It's not a bad skill set to have, is it?
Yeah, I just liked all sports. I enjoyed all of them. All right.
Wade says tanks. What's that one? It's the number one what talk anymore.
Hey, look, you know what you signed up for. This is not your first rodeo. You know how this goes. All right, so update 1.1. I think there's some changes for tanks. The battle pass thing. We'll see. We'll see what the requirements are. I know I'm beating this horse to death, but I'm just trying to square in my mind what they're thinking, because the complaint was it was too long, right?
Yeah.
Which it kind of needed.
Grindy, wasn't it?
Grindy, but it's going to be. It's a free tier 9 tank. How else do you do it?
Yeah.
It's not like you're just going to go, here's your tier 9. So there is a grind. It's going to be long. For the company to come in and go, well, we had a complaint it was too long, so we changed it up, and we made it long.
We made it long, but in a different way.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. They're like, oh, you see, it's really long over here. Oop. Oh, it's long over here too.
I like that analogy. Do that again. Do the whoop. That was cool.
Hey, it's really long. Let's fix it. Whoop. Oh, hey, it's really long over here.
Yeah, I like that. That is cool. I must try that in the house, General. What, you want me to do the dishes? What now?
Yeah, the old switcheroo.
Yeah.
But again, let's be realistic and honest. That has to be that way. Yeah. So why do you So the part of it though that I like is that it's not stuck to one or two modes. Now you can do it through all of them. So we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
I like that. If I can do it purely through pubs, I will be ecstatic.
Yeah. No, that would be good. Even if it's going to take the rest of the year to do it, it would be good. As far as I'm concerned, because you don't have to think about it then.
And if they build it that way, and then if you play some of the other ones a little bit, you can speed it up a little bit. That's even better, because now you've been incentivized to try these out. If I feel like I can go to frontline and it's not a grind I have to do, I can go play it a bit. Then for me personally, I'll be much more incentivized to try it out.
Exactly, because then there's because we all know frontline is the credit grind and all the rest of it, and getting lots of lovely stuff like that. But it just makes it a more enjoyable experience that you're not stressing slightly to try and get those points. I have to do this to get the points.
Yeah.
Stress.
Yeah. Kedge, I didn't. I actually noticed that they were doing that. What he's talking about is it 13 disciples?
Yes, wasn't it? 13?
Well, it's 13, and I think Damien. There's a couple, and maybe Talk to Me Goose. I think those three guys are sort of rotating that around. But Jimmy and Nubs were on. Jimmy's a great dude. I didn't talk to Nubs. I interviewed Jimmy. Didn't talk to Nubs, but I bet that's pretty good. So go check that out. Hopefully they have the VOD and left it up, which I assume they did. So definitely check that out, guys. We've talked about him before. He's still active duty EOD, and she's a medically retired EOD because she got wounded doing that very dangerous job.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's update.
Both absolute stars they are as well. They've got such great personalities and characters that comes across on screen, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I bet it was a hoot, so you definitely check it out, man. All right. I guess that's it on update 1.12. I would expect it next week. That's my guess. Black market sometime this month. All right, are we ready to broach the subject? Is everybody
Yeah.
Grab your heinies. Here goes the Rage Express. Crew 2.0. Dun dun dun.
Yeah. Are you starting or am I starting?
You start. You have the notes. We'll riff off you.
I've got the note. Look, I've got the book again, guys. Look, and look, post-it notes. Where are they? Stickies or whatever you guys call them. There they are. Look. Right. Why? I think the question is why. Why? I think we've been down this road before. Small incremental changes, get it sorted. However, oh no, not the book, Wayne. Let's take the caveat, it's on Sandbox. So we have an opportunity to have some input into how this is going to come about. Because let me tell you now, Wargaming have actually stated it in black and white. And the words they used was, this is coming no matter what, so get in there and have your say. It's coming.
And we'll never sell the E25 again.
And we'll never see oh, the mutant.
That actually just reminded me of another subject. I'm not going to talk about it until we get to it, but let me write it down. So let's cover something though before we get started, because you said why, and I'm going to say why. The why of it is there are valid, specific pain points and problems with the current system that need to be addressed. That always begs the question of how. This is their way. I happen to disagree with this way, but that's fine. But the why is the skill system has been left to languish for 8 years, and it is clunky at times, especially with crew progression through tanks with dropping loaders and moving where the radio guy is, and so those are all valid pain points that the community wants fixed, and I applaud them for finally. Do I applaud them for being late? I don't know. I'm glad they're finally getting to it. I don't applaud them for taking so long. That maybe that's the way that should be put. Yeah. So the why I think is valid.
Yeah.
That doesn't make there's not an automatic connection between the things that need to be fixed and this particular system in my mind. There are some things that they've done well, so go ahead.
Yeah, just to come back on the black and white, it's actually on the official World of Tanks site. You go to the icon that says Crew Update 2.0, and there is, you can probably get it off Harkonnens as well, there is a one-liner below where the YouTube video shows, and it says it is coming. It no matter what it says, it is coming. So they are going to do this. In what shape and form is down to the Sandbox, which is where we come in as players, is that we need to go into Sandbox, try it out, and then give feedback to Wargaming. They're going to do it irrespective.
That's a throwaway statement. I mean, the "it is coming" thing can be interpreted in a million ways. They are going to change the crew system in some manner, right? I mean, I think we're all in agreement there. The "it is coming" in this form of the Sandbox form is not necessarily true. However, realistically, living in the real world, they've put a lot of work into this. Yeah. I would say it's a 99.9% surety it will be a form of what you've seen, which may be changed in valid and good ways. But I don't like the structure anyway, really.
Yeah.
So it's all built on a bad framework. Yes. It's built for me personally. It's built on a bad framework. Can we make a bad framework better? Absolutely. Is feedback important? Absolutely. Does that make the bad framework better? No. It's just a bad framework.
Exactly that. Nothing changes. Jacob, yes, we do read it, but we're trying to get, as you're trying to get points across. It's my job actually to read it and give Guido the heads up. But absolutely, we do read chat. Just give me a chance to catch up because I'm old. On that point, I agree that there is a real need to have the crew system updated. But I think we've said this before, instead of introducing with a sledgehammer a whole new system, there was a requirement to stop dueling skills over one player, and the signalman goes to the commander, or the radio man goes to the commander, or the loader becomes the signalman, or so on. There was a need for that, and there was a need to rationalise the crews. Now, historically, for example, the E100 had an extra crew member than the E75 or the Tiger II. So historically, they're correct. They had an extra loader in the E100, whatever the version was. But, it's just a game. Don't stick to historics. Keep 5 crew members all the way through, or 6, or whatever it is, for that particular line. So German heavies have this setup all the way through. So your grind, and you can swap your crews over and do all the things you need to do without going, I've now got to start with a loader that has no skills at all while everybody else has got 5 or 6 skills. So that sort of thing needed sorting.
Yeah.
In my opinion, but not the old sledgehammer. Change the whole thing.
Yeah.
For me personally, that's what I'm saying. Change the whole thing. Why? Why sledgehammer when you can do really incremental changes that make an impact on what you're trying to do?
Yeah, and those are all good discussion points, and I'll continue to discuss them. But really, the reality of it is we're going to get some form of this new skill system. The question then becomes, how are they really going to change the crews, right? How are they going to transfer the crews into the new system? Yeah. If you've gone to Sandbox, and I have the Sandbox up, then you will see, hopefully most of you have done this. You know what? Hopefully. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever been in Sandbox. I never bothered with it. But because this is such a big deal, I went ahead and actually got into the Sandbox. And this is the Manticore, which a lot of you are familiar. I dumped probably $1,800. I dumped maybe $1,800 total equivalent on this crew. And some of the things I think that people don't like. First thing is the zero skill.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cliffy. Zero skill guys did not get any compensation.
Yeah.
Now, let's just talk about that for a second. Zero skill crews are something you sold. That was something that your company went, hey, look, here's a good deal.
Yeah.
Customer, buy this tank with a zero skill crew. That's a hook. That's a better crew.
Yeah.
They get a free skill. Then you build Crew 2.0, and you start talking about how you're going to swap the crews over and you're doing compensation. How do you not look at that and go, yeah, we need to make sure they're getting something for that zero skill crew? And the obvious fix is whatever that crew has in experience, you bump their experience up to the next experience level.
Yeah.
Now I can see if you had like a 5 or 6 skill, zero skill crew, and then you just dumped the experience of another level on them, that's a lot of experience. But you know what, dude? You sold the damn things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just got to suck it up if you're going to do that. But what they did is nothing.
Yeah, effectively, absolutely nothing. Correct.
Now, they're taking the feedback, so they're going to do something. We'll see what that looks like.
Yeah, it is slowly but surely sinking in that there are a great number of benefits with what they're proposing. And like everybody else, we've played this game for years and years and years. And so we get used to something. And I'm not averse to change, especially if it's beneficial to the game and, for me personally, for the time and money I've invested into the game. So I'm all for it. And there are a lot of details within Crew 2.0, which are actually good stuff. You know,
Yeah.
and it looks like they're trying not to make it disadvantaged. But there's a good point brought up earlier on, and I can't remember who it was, but it may have been Stickler. The changes should not give an advantage to the experienced players, and it feels slightly that way because the more XP you've got, the more. For example, they're basing their optimum crew skill level at 5 skills per player, per member of the crew. So what they're saying is when you've hit the 5 skills, to then get the 6, 7 and so on, it goes like crazy. You've got to get millions of XP to do it. So they're saying once a crew has reached the 5 skills on the old system, they're sort of at optimum, and everything else is a little bit of a bonus. So they're using that pinch point there as the transfer over. So all those players who have played the game for 8, 9, 10 years and they've all got 5 skill crews, they're going to get the maximum benefit out. The new player who only has 1 skill crew, when they do the transfer to the new crew system, they're going to lose out.
Yeah, I'm not that concerned about that. If you got good crews, you got good crews. You know what I'm saying? If you're new, it's just the way it is. But I think the worst problem than that, and I'm not saying it's not a problem, Pilgrim. I see what you're saying. To me, the worst problem is when you get to the higher level skill crews, when you get those bonus things going on. Instead of the difficulty to advance going up, all of a sudden it sort of gets really easy to get really
it's
good. It's
like that, not like that. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah.
So and they'll adjust that. That's one of the things the sandbox is for. You know, I always say that sandboxes are not great for balance, but in the case of the mechanics of this thing, it's really good because you've already got gamers digging into that and trying to min-max stuff, and that's why they do it. So that's a good deal. That's a smart thing on their part, and they should listen to the gamers because Dez and some of the other guys have got in there and they've just created these monster crews just kind of working through the system. So they need to take that feedback, and they will, I think, take that feedback and start adjusting things. Because, good Lord, some of the builds those guys have made, like, we can't have that in the game. It's holy crap.
You can imagine 11 skill, or as you were saying there, they hit the 75 points, and then they get that extra. You can imagine every single member of or every single skill is maxed out. Every single bonus or whatever they're going to call it, the enhanced bit is maxed out.
Yeah.
You know, you'll never see that tank because it'll be completely camouflaged. It'll have like a 60% camouflage rating. If its aim circle will be minuscule, it'll be like tiny, and its dispersion will be tiny, and so on and so on. It's just crazy, isn't it? But you know. Yeah.
So Artillery Bugs is talking about high skilled lose a quarter. Charlie says he can't get his 277. That's another problem. It doesn't seem like you're able to kind of build back the thing you had. That's to a large extent that's on purpose because one of their stated purposes was to make you adjust crews for specific tanks and playstyles, which I don't necessarily agree with, especially when that is such an MMO RPG, World of Warcraft thing, and I just preferred it where the skills were kind of very small bonuses and they applied broadly.
Yeah,
those seemed like the best skills to me. That was more interesting. I was not bothered. There was only 1 or 2 builds. They did a nice job with. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but they did a nice job with Equipment 2.0 in adding equipment and making some more interesting choices. Even though at the end of the day, there's still some very specific min-max builds. That's how it works. You're never going to get away from that. But if you can expand to a few more builds. It may not be a dozen. You might go from 2 to 4. You know, that's a huge improvement. They can certainly do that by adding skills to what they already have and making them more in that vein. But they don't have any idea how the skills they're building are going to affect their game. Which is
we've said this before, haven't we? That once that gets out into the wild, they have no control over it. So unless they start to then getting into the realms of changing it yet again, or buffing or nerfing the skill sets. So once it's out in the wild and people figure it out, some people are going to have massive advantages. I feel.
Yeah.
You know.
Some guys are asking about the sandbox, and I actually don't know that. Kedge says there's version, so you'll need to download it again. Okay. I was hoping that it would be one client, and then it would just redo it with the auto reloading or the auto updater. Is that not true?
Yeah, no. You download the sandbox, but every sandbox test is going to be different, so you have to do the update before you can go on to the server. So, for example, if you had the sandbox already,
it updates. That's fine. Yeah, if it automatically updates, I got no problem with that. Yeah. I don't want to have to delete an entire client and then download another 20 gig client.
No, it just updates because you're only testing specifics on a sandbox.
No, I get that. Yeah. So that's actually a good deal. No problem. Because I put it on one of my side storage drivers, hard drives. It's not even on my main.
Check you out with the big rig.
Yeah. I just put it out. I put it out in the back 40. Get out of here.
See, I've just, as we said before, I'm just about to invest in an SSD. I've now had I've had one of the techies at work explain to me how you actually do all that. So
you've been threatening that for a year.
I know, but I get very nervous when it comes. You see, because I'm a sad old man, if my PC goes down, that's my life finished. So I'm very wary about fiddling with the internals of a PC. But I've had actually one of the guys at work is quite clever with it all, and he said, "Do you know what? If you want to bring it in, we'll do the cloning and all the rest of it, and blah blah blah." So yeah, cool. So I'll get that done in the next couple of weeks. I guess.
Cool. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, as a tangent.
Cliffy says there's a special sandbox for the RT. Yeah, I would imagine if it's significantly different, it would have to be a whole nother client. That makes total sense. So, crew needs changing. They gave us a system. There's a quite complicated reset, crew conversion. Here's the other part I think that really got people bent, and that was the instructors and the old random roll.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know what that means, let me find another crew. I think I still have some instructors I haven't used. Let's put a crew in the LHMTV.
Right.
There's a button right here, guys. Convert crew. All right, that makes sense. I'm going to click on that. I got the horsehead guy in there. He's still the commander. I got 38 points out of those. So we'll just press convert. Boom. Brings you into here. I've reached a new level. Affirmative. Thank you. Oh boy, I needed to go to crew. All right, there it is. So now you're into the skills and stuff. Here's the skills button. You can pick the skills from here, but here's the instructors. And what I'm talking about is when you want to add an instructor, and here's the instructors I have available, although some of these guys are assigned. How do I? Oh, okay, so up here you can tell he's actually still in the barracks. This guy's assigned. So I guess you can assign him and it strips him from the place he is. I've actually done him, so to speak. Uh-oh. Here's the. Have I done all of them? I think I've done all of them. That was terrible. Dang it!
Of course, we rehearsed this an hour ago.
Dang it! All right. Unfortunately, I can't. Oh, wait a minute. Can I? Instructor will be sent to barracks and will become. Okay, whatever. All right. Anyway, these extra skills down here. If we go back to them, you can see that Simon has a +2 and a +1 and a little symbol, which means he gives you a couple extra skill levels in those particular skills. Quick reaction and camo, I think, concealment. So +2 to that and +1. The level 2 guys, and you can see it right there, it says level 2. There are no level 1 guys right now because that's going to be something in the future even better than these dudes, which is pissing me off because they're going to be better than Chuck.
Yeah, after all that.
That's garbage. Oh, actually, I do have more. 6 of 20. Where are they? How come I can't?
Nation filter. Cliffy's saying turn the nation filter off to get the unassigned instructors.
Boom. There we go. All right, there they are. So we've got only for crews USA. Okay, so some of them are locked via nationality, which makes sense. She's French. So where's somebody who is have I done all of them? Or do these guys have... I can't believe I've gone through and done all of them. Or did some of them already get assigned something? That's crazy. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Maybe I did all of them. I might have done all of them just trying to see what was going on with it, because it looks like every one of my guys has something assigned already.
With the exception of the ones that say only for particular nations. You haven't assigned those, have you?
Well, no, it says right here he's got +2 to intuition.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Well, anyway.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. The point of it was that it was random. You selected I don't remember what they called it, but it was a grouping of different skills. There were 4 or 5 of those. And then you pressed a button and it randomly picked what you got for +2 and what you got from +1 from the list.
Okay. But they, just picking up on a point.
All right, these guys are freaking out about the top left tile. What are they talking about, top left tile? Here. There we go, add crew. Top left tile. Oh, this guy. Oh, there they are. That's what they're talking about. There they are. There's all my extras. There's all my extras. These are all 3s.
I see. Right.
Yep.
This is the point I was just about to pick up on. They've got level 3 and level 2, with level 1 being introduced later on, is what they've said. Now, for me, for example, if all your instructors, I mean, some of my snow maidens have got 5 skills. Does that make them level 1? Therefore, I can't use them until they introduce level 1.
Well, the skill, the XP was dumped into the crew, so you didn't lose the XP.
Right. Okay.
And then they became an instructor. So if I do Alex the Hunter Duke, then here it is. Select a certification: tactics, gunnery, maintenance. There was 5: driving or operations. And then these are the possible skills. But it's random. So you go select. You're like, and I remember the first time I went through this, I'm like, oh, okay, select tactics. I'm like, well, why can't I select these? I'm like, all right, well, let's see what happens. Let's do operations. And I went select, and then it's like, oh, you can have one of these 3.
Right.
And I'm thinking, that's it? There was 10, 12, 14 skills there, and I can only select one of these? What if the one I wanted is not here? Then once you do that, he's old guard. You know what I'm saying? And then there you go.
Okay, yeah, coming back to that point, the class that I was on about, I should have said class, not level. So, the number of skills you had on your old crew, does that equate to the class that the instructor becomes? Because, like I said, I've got snow maidens with, 5 going on 6 skills each. Will they become class 1 instructors? Will they be top instructors, but I can't use them yet?
No, they're class 3.
Really? With 5 skills? Oh, it's not the
No,
skills
it has nothing to do with the skills.
Oh, got you.
That experience will get dumped onto your crew.
Got you now.
And that's where you get the how do we get to it? Skills. That's where you get these points, the 38 or whatever you end up with. You start then you start picking these things, and cranking this stuff up and firefighting and smooth riding.
Got you.
Yeah.
No, I've only just sort of delved into it this morning, so I'll get my head around it. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
Okay. 0 skills. That was it, Kedge. I knew it had something. 0 skills gives the class level. Got you. Because I was going to say that. I actually wrote that down, didn't I?
Yeah.
Don't look at me notes.
So that's the big one. The 0 skill crews we talked about. The fact that your instructors were kind of randomly, the skills they gave a bonus to were randomly selected. Those are 2 big complaints that I know Wargaming has heard and are looking at. And just the general idea right now, and they're going to have to adjust the skills. The general idea that you can't really take your 5 or 6 or 7 skill crew and come up with the same numbers that you used to be able to.
No, that's right. Now that's something that 13 Disciples said, and just in passing, and it might be worth looking at in detail at some point. The 850,000 experience points crew books you can get that go to an individual crew member. He's saying look at the tanks with small amount of crews, the 2 crew tanks, the 3 crew tanks, and apply it to the commander prior to the download of the update, because that will then cascade down and give you all the extras, will give you more extras on the new crew system than you would have if you didn't use them. if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that would be great advice if this was the iteration that was going to no kidding go live. And it's something to keep in mind if nothing changes. But I certainly would not go start doing anything in your barracks or on books or with your crew right now based on the sandbox. I would definitely not. Obviously, pay attention, and if you want to min-max stuff and figure it out, then by all means, get ready to do it. But I would not start pushing buttons and making.
No, not now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be making any moves you can't reverse right now based on a sandbox. Yeah. Cliffy's right, Reaper Dawn. We do, but this is just a chat. We're just doing coffee talk today. What else on Crew 2.0, man? Like everyone has been saying, and I get it. It is a sandbox, so there's definitely more to come.
Do you want some pilgrinomics about it as well?
Of course we do.
Of course we do. Well, barracks. Let's talk barracks in Crew 2.0. The old experienced reservists, they've got XP against them with enough to give them skills, will stay in barracks until you allocate them to a tank, and then the barrack will go. I think they've got. They don't have bunks anymore. They've got some sort of sleeping arrangement, which is beyond my ken, so I'm not really worried about that. But anyway, so if you've got crew,
I think they have like really comfy. I think they have really comfy day beds where they just sort of lounge and watch
the
TV.
camp cots.
Yeah,
Dormitories.
It's a big dormitory with pillows, and they have pillow fights.
Yeah, that's the one.
No.
Like you do in commissioned officers.
Yeah. No. I've always heard that was the enlisted guys doing that.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah. All right. Anyway, go on with your pilgrinomics.
Generic. Okay.
Tell us how we're going to make money.
The crew without XP. This is where it becomes pilgrinomics. The crew without XP will be converted into crew books. At what rate, I'm not sure, but we need to look into that. But they'll be converted into crew books. So I'm coming to the bit about pilgrinomics in a minute, and then finally, if you've got bunks left over in your garage, when a changeover happens, they will convert 16 bunks at the ratio of 16:1 into retraining orders. So here's the pilgrinomics: go out and buy loads of bunks, and go out and get loads of crew with no skill, and you're going to be quids in afterwards. That works for me.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Someone was there is going to be a time limit apparently on the barracks. So obviously it's kind of like the equipment thing. I think they're going to give us the grace period. That'll be the next question of how many re-rolls will you be allowed for free with your crew? Because once you lock in one of these crews to whatever you pick, it's gold to change them, and you nobody's going to. This is the biggest mystery to me about, holy cow, what am I going to do about this? Because I have 500 crews, and if I start just willy-nilly putting crews together, I don't know what I'm going to have. Yeah. I mean, I do not know what I'm going to have.
That's the problem. Players like yourself who've got 400, 500, 600 tanks with all those crews in them, this is going to be a major grind to deal with it. So, do you do it all in a oneer? Do you do it every time you need to play a tank? For me, it's bad enough. I've got 200 plus. The thought of having to go through 200 tanks and do the crew thing, I am not so. I mean, I haven't got that far with the equipment.
Hey, Pilgrim, even if you had 10 tanks, you're still not going to know what crew skills to pick for a long time while everybody kind of figures it out. And if you go, ooh, that looks cool, okay, and due diligence, you look at it, you go, all right, I'm gonna try to set this tank up the way I want it, and you do it. You may find out 3 months, 4 months down the road that you're not even close to what you need to have for that tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point. And to quote another CC, one of the top European CCs actually went through it all and trying to see, for example, what would be the max min for a light tank. The problem is each light tank has its own max min because you've got different crew levels. Currently, in a lot of the light tanks, they're not all standard for crews.
Yeah.
For example, the Manticore. So each tank, irrespective of class, is going to have its own max-min setup, or min-max setup, should I say. So it's going to be so... as somebody said earlier on, not complicated, convoluted, and bloody awkward.
Yeah.
At all, is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Bogey makes a good point. You will get a lot of suggested setups, but even so, those are educated guesses. But until the meta develops, and that's just the way it is when things change. Things change. It'll take a while to adjust. But when you're talking about potentially spending real money to fix it later, that's a little bit painful.
Yeah.
There's not a lot we can do about it, but gummy bears, exactly. That's kind of what I'm talking about, the real money that people put into it. And now they have to reset it. And we're all going to try to figure out how to do it best. But if 6 months down the line, I look at it and go, well, my crews are all jacked up because I watched a video and that's what it looked like the best thing at the time was. And then we get 5-6 months down the road and all my crews are jacked up because I set them up this way or that way and the other way. And that's not what I want, or that's not what's working, or whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
that bears the truth, because when I watch you and I see your setup, for example, in a particular tank like the Manticore, I've tried to copy your setup, but because my crew has a different skill sets, it doesn't come out with the same parameters as your Manticore.
Right.
Even though we're talking equipment, so I put the same equipment you have got on your Manticore, but my crew makes the difference. So it's going to be like that with crews. You put a particular crew in with a particular skill set going, or a commander with its crew, it's not going to be the min-max that maybe you or Quickie Baby or somebody else has done, because there's a difference with the equipment and so on and so on and so on. So, it's one of those big learning curves again. It feels like we're starting the game all over again, doesn't it? It feels like 10 years ago. You're like, well, crikey.
And I have mentioned multiple times that I've got 500 crews and I blah blah blah. I don't want to do it. Clearly, I'm not going to sit down and do 500 crews in a week or 2 or 3 or a month or whatever, because the real world example is the equipment. I just haven't bothered. If I pick up a tank, you see it all the time on stream. Someone will say, "Hey, play whatever." I'll get it. I'm like, "Wow, look at this equipment setup." It's sometimes it's from 3 years ago. I still have GLDs on all kinds of tanks.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't. So in the real world, the real effect is the crew is not going to stop me from playing. I'm going to slowly move through tanks. The tanks I play a lot, I'll obviously set up and get going. I'll learn as I go. So it'll be a process, but. I'm not going to have them all built, maybe ever, really. I mean, I had 500 tanks. I'm probably never going to play all 500 of them.
No, not in a day.
No.
But I think, coming back to Pilgrinomics, and I mean, Kedge said about free retraining and that, you'll get the retrainer orders for your bunks. So it's a genuine Pilgrinomics this. If you've got a lot of bunks, you'll get retraining orders, which means it's free to retrain crews.
Yeah.
So if you go down one particular avenue, you go, oh no, that's not right, you'll be able to use those retraining crew, I'm assuming, to reset it, so you can then go back and revisit it again. I don't know, but without a cost, other than you've gone and bought 1,000 bunks from the premium shop.
Yeah.
I am not going to do that, or I might do, just for the laugh. I might just buy 1,000 bunks and go look and see how many retrainers I get.
Pilgrim, I'm going to change direction. You give them your contest while I go get some coffee.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Right. Okay. I will. Right, guys. Pilgrim's contest. I think I'll try and do this once every week. Randall was kind enough to let me know that he'd received the 500 gold, so that's good news. Thanks, Randall. I wasn't too sure, because the way I write in-game names and you guys write your in-game names is somewhat different. But anyway, we got there and you got it, so that's cool. So I'm going to run a competition once a week on a Sunday for 500 gold. And it'll be a question which involves possibly and probably you guys hitting Google. I will try and avoid that as much as possible and try and give you questions for the competition that centres either around tanks or the United States. Although I can't guarantee the United States would be correct, because I'm obviously living in the UK. However, we've got one for you, and this will involve Google. So if you want to get your Chrome up or whatever it is to do it, to get your 500 gold, here's the question. Okay. When I joined the army, I joined, after I did boys service, I was in junior leaders for a year. I joined my regiment, and my regiment was, we'll come to the 5 keys in a minute, Wayne. My regiment was the 1st Battalion, the 22nd of Foot, in brackets, Cheshire Regiment. So, the 3 questions I need answers for, and the first one to get them right will get the 500 gold. Question 1. When was that particular regiment formed? When was the 22nd of Foot Cheshire Regiment created? Okay, question 2. Where, and you have to be specific with this, where was the regiment formed and what date? So where was the regiment formed? And of course the first question is when. So where was the regiment formed? And thirdly, okay, the third question is why does the regiment have a cap badge with an oak leaf in the middle with an acorn within the oak leaf? All right. Do I need to Cheshire? Right. CHESHIRE. Charlie Hotel Echo Sierra Hotel India Romeo Echo. All right. So the questions: when was the regiment formed? Where was it formed? And you need to go into detail. No, not the Chestershire. We're not all shires. I might be a hobbit. We don't live in shires. Okay, and then why do they have an oak leaf with an acorn in the middle of the cap badge? All right, there's the 3 questions. The first person to come up with the 3 answers correctly will earn themselves 500 gold in game. Have fun with that one, guys. Well, he's taken a long time doing his coffee. I've got nothing else for it. No, I have actually. Let's go back to crews. Right, the rest. I didn't know about this, but you're going to get fully trained crews, so you don't have to have a 50% or a 75% crew. That's a bonus. They come as 100% trained to whatever tank you're allocated to. And they will also work 100% in premiums, as they do now, but it won't be red lettering. I mean, you guys have done Sandbox will know that. They're already trained for the premium tank of that class, of that nation. And then you get a choice to allocate, is it not 2 more Tech Tree tanks that crew can work in? Of the same class, I'm assuming. I mean, if you guys know any different, I'm not doing Sandbox. Okay, Stickler, you've got 1 out of 1.
All right. The house general needed a coffee cup too, so it took me a little longer than I thought.
Yes, well, I've just done the competition thing, so we're just getting answers in at the moment.
Excellent.
And then we talked about assigning the 100% trained crews to 2 other Tech Tree tanks as well as the Prem.
Yeah.
So that actually is a good deal. Because you're no longer having a 50% crew or a 75% crew. You're going to have a 100% crew from the start.
Yeah.
And it'll work in 2 other tanks of that class.
Well, but those have to be unlocked, right? You don't automatically get the extra slots, I don't think. Is that correct?
Okay. All right.
Yes. So it's by skill level. So, for example, this LHMTV crew is at 35. I can get here for 1. This one needs skill level 45. So skill level 45 unlocks 2 slots. Skill level I don't know what, because it's not on there anymore, unlocks.
More specific, Stickler. That's not good enough answer, my friend.
Yeah.
More specific.
Or
gold,
yeah. So you can actually spend gold to do that too, which is okay.
Okay, so you can see how they're monetizing that level. You know, because the people will want to do what they will want the maximum benefit of that whole thing.
So mobilize a crew.
And then the final thing I've got in the crews, Guido, is the set crews for like the Sabaton or what's that one? The boys and all the other ones. They will be converted into 4 instructors with a pre-selected optimal parameters. Goobly-gog. Don't know what they're saying there.
Goobly-gog.
Yeah, goobly-gog. No idea. What does that mean? Pre-selected optimal parameters. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best crew.
Terrible.
Return previous. All right, there we go. Read previous crew. Oh, previous crew was for the Leopard Prototype A. This is a premium. Yeah. See, it's going to be tricky how you do this, guys. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I know a lot of you guys have gone through here. But which crew you put in from which tank? Yeah, it's because a lot of the tanks, the crews have all been pulled out. So really, I guess what you want to do, what you're going to want to do is take a tech tree tank, do the conversion. Well, this actually already has the crew, or part of the crew. These were special crew, maybe. And so you have to convert. Oh man, what a mess. The reservist crew will be converted to an improved crew of the new type. Okay.
Right.
There we go. Great. This is just crazy, man. I was trying to find out what this level was, but this is 45. Anyway, it's less than 45. All right, cool. Did anybody get your
no,
contest
Stickler's
yet?
close, but he's just shot himself in the foot by using the word County Chester in Ireland. Sorry, that's just shot yourself in the foot.
Ooh, yeah, wrong.
If you want to redact that, I'll allow it, and we'll go with your first answer. So you've got. Okay, let's be fair to Stickler. You've got 2 out of 3, my friend. You've got the date and the place, and we need to know about the cat badge. Why is there an acorn inside an oak leaf in the cat badge?
All right, do we want to let's talk about, while they're doing that, let's talk about the other interesting piece of information that recently came out about a certain tier 10 reward vehicle.
Yeah.
That so the T-22 is apparently getting some buffs, as if they are preparing to return it to the game in some fashion.
Right.
Now, if you'll recall,
in time for black market.
Yeah, maybe. Ooh.
Jeepers,
Wait a minute.
Jeepers.
Pilgrimage, just holy cow. Could you imagine?
Well, it'll be a 59G
price
thing, won't it?
Yeah.
It'll be 25,000 of them on sale, buffed, gone in 3 seconds.
Yeah, so whether it's black market or some future reward or who knows, you know,
Dear, oh dear, what is that all about?
I sort of prefer it to be left alone, so that when I find one in somebody's stats page, I know exactly who I'm dealing with.
I think that's a good point. We've had this conversation. I think we had it either last night or earlier on today. If you're going to go out there with that particular tank and state categorically while you're playing or whatever that you've got it legitimately, I really have to take that with a massive pinch of salt and go, you know what? You're not for me, my friend. You're not for me. Not if you, you may well have got it legitimately, and I'm quite sure there are a number of people who did, but I bet you the vast majority did not. And if you can't own up to that, then you're not for me.
I am willing to say on NA, there's not any that got it legitimately.
Yeah,
with the caveat.
I was trying to be nice.
with the caveat that absolutes are rarely true, and maybe there is one or two. But have you ever noticed that when you start talking about somebody who will actually start talking about it, that they all got it legitimately?
No. No.
You know, everyone who engages with it, who has it. Oh, hold on, Zimbo just put something there.
Oh. There we go, Stickler. You've been pipped at the post, my friend, by Zimbo. Stickler, I do apologise, my friend, but you did try hard. But I gave you all the clues.
So tell him what happened. Please.
All right. Okay. 1689, the regiment was formed by the, believe it or not, the Duke of Norfolk, which is like 100 miles away from Cheshire. But anyway, it was formed by the Duke of Norfolk in 1689 at the Rudey in Chester.
Was Chester one of his holdings?
Chester.
Was Chester one of his holdings? Was Chester one of his holdings?
Well, that's the trouble, isn't it? But these dukes own land all over the United Kingdom, so they've got a big chunk of Cheshire. So, he formed the regiment predominantly to to quell the rebellion in Ireland. No, did he? Yes, he did. Anyway, so to quell the rebellion in Ireland in 1689, that was so many years ago, I can't remember now. But I was never alive at that time, although you might think I was. But anyway, formed there, the Rudee in Chester, County Chester, and in 1689, and the Oakleaf was... What happened was, the King George II was trapped by the enemy. I'll come on to the enemy in a minute. And the regiment formed a circle around him, stuck him in an oak tree, told him to hide up the oak tree while they protected him and suffered quite heavy losses. And they were protecting him from the French. Great stuff. King George came down from the oak tree, plucked an oak leaf and said, from now on, forevermore, this glorious regiment will wear an oak leaf in the cap badge to denote that they saved His Royal Highness from certain death by the French.
There you go. So wait a minute, they were formed to fight the Irish, but they were fighting the French, or what?
Well, no, they dealt with the Irish. That was all. That was like.
Oh, they just took care of that.
That was done, and then they went over to. They went to Dettington, and which I believe is somewhere near Belgium, so one of them places over there somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
And basically kicked the French backsides, which is great.
Stickler says this same glorious regiment, was in Yorktown when Cornwallis surrendered.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't want to really go there, but yeah. I really didn't want to go there. That we'd actually also been involved in trying to kill colonial backsides over in the States, but there you go.
Old Glory.
Exactly, yes.
Which in England would have to be Young Glory, since it's only been around for...
It would, wouldn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, 1689, you know, you've got to think about that sort of thing.
Kid Glory.
Yeah.
Young whipper.
Zimbo, you'll have to give Guido your in-game name, so and which server you're on, so I can do the gold thing, buddy.
Let me actually open up a Whisper. I might have his, if he's won something in the past. Nope. All right, give me your in-game name on that Whisper, Zimbo, unless you want to throw it out in chat. However you want to do it. Some people don't want others to know. Doesn't matter. All right, so yeah, T22. There you go, Pilgrim. He's got it in the chat right
2018, so exactly as it is. Yeah, Zimbo 2018. NA, okay. Yeah. Cool. I'll do that today, mate.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's like, oops, I put it in chat. That's whatever, man. It's all good. It's not like people can't. I mean, if your name in this is the same as in game, you know.
Well, yeah, fairly good odds then.
Yeah.
Something would find you. Anyway, so that's cool. So thank you.
Yeah. So back to the T22 thing. You know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. It's been a long time, and if people make mistakes, and if you're like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. I got no problem with that. You know, that if I was perfect, I'd start chucking a lot more stones at it. My issue is always, as always, has been when you get caught doing something and then you continue to make excuses and rationalizations. Things like, well, the mode was too hard, so it was almost like Wargaming wanted us to cheat. I'm like, shut up. Shut up.
No, exactly that. You could extrapolate that into all sorts of things, couldn't you? So,
And some people are like, attitude. it wasn't against the rules. Okay, okay. We're going to get the lawyers out. And we're going to start parsing through all of the exact rule, and we're going to find a way to make colluding with your team and the enemy team somehow not against the rules. And people actually, they actually, I think in some cases, fully believe they did no wrong because it wasn't against the rules, when clearly it was a jag-off thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yes. Because somebody found a weakness and exploited it, and that is wrong.
Schmedley, the guy without the clan who just went and pressed battle and goes, ooh, I got to do these crazy missions, let me do my best, is now working against you and the other team. Yeah. And somehow that's okay. It was too hard, so we had to do that. And we weren't really hurting his fun. He has as good a chance as anyone. No, you were jacking with the whole system.
Yeah. Yeah. and therefore disadvantaging people who are just trying to do the right thing, and do you know what? It's something like that. You get a little bit of a buzz about doing that sort of competition. Oh, I'll get that reward tag, and then all of a sudden the game's flooded by cheaters with them, and you're like, okay, how did that all happen then?
Yeah.
What's the point in that then? So just come back on chat for a second. Charlie, 1st and 24th of foot. Oh gosh, you can't call the 22nd, the glorious 22nd, 24th of foot. Behave yourself. Just to give you possibly all know this. Infantry regiments of the line were numbered. So obviously the most senior regiment in the British Army is number 1, which I believe is the Coldstream. Somebody's going to put me right. It's either the Coldstream Guards or one of the others. Anyway, but it's definitely a Guards regiment. Is number 1 of foot, is the 1st of foot. So the Cheshire Regiment was the 22nd regiment in the line. So when you can imagine the battlefield and the regiments are all lined up, number 1 would be at the left of the advance. So that would be the Guard, and that's why the Guards were always left of the line. And then each regiment would line up in its precedence order. The 22nd Cheshire Regiment was the last regiment ever to be amalgamated in the British Army. We were unique to the British Army in that we had never been amalgamated. We were always the 22nd. So we were never the 1st/24th or the 17th/21st. We were always the 22nd. And then 2007, thanks to the politicians, they amalgamated my glorious regiment with a load of things from further down south and called it the Mercian Regiment. Really? Okay, we will leave that there. Sorry.
Some bad blood there, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll come back to cheating, yes. We'll come back to cheating.
Yeah, anyway, like I said, if you did it, you did it. But don't blow sunshine up my arse and tell me that you weren't, playing outside the lines. You know what I'm saying?
Who came with that saying? Who came up with that saying? I can't imagine having a mouthful of sunshine. And
I don't know where that comes from. That's a total Americanism right there. I don't know.
That is awesome.
The other one is don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. But blowing sunshine up somebody's arse. I'm going down for the sunshine. Hang on. Drop your pants.
You're not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be literal. You crazy Brit.
Okay.
Crazy Brit.
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh man. Well, I think we've flogged this horse, man.
We have.
Yep. Or did we leave anything out? I don't think we have. Anybody got any last minute questions before we close this thing out? We talked about a lot of stuff, man. It'll be interesting to see the crew thing happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully they are listening. I know that. I was going to say hopefully they're listening. I know they are. We'll see what the changes, if any, that they apply because of the feedback. It is coming in some version of what they've showed us. I think that's pretty much a given.
Yeah.
So.
Which is fine. Just. Stickler, sorry, Zimbo, do you want to? Did you want to share it with Stickler, or is Stickler saying no? Don't bother. I just want to get that clear because there was a bit of a chat earlier on saying Stickler should get a share of the gold. So let me know what you want, guys.
You might be right, Howie. That's very possible. That's very possible. We'll see what happens. Attack Gross, how you doing? Yeah, thanks everybody for coming by. I appreciate it. We've got a couple of subs, a couple follows. Very much appreciated. Thanks for the moderation there, Cliffy. Perfect. Well played on that.
Perfect.
That's it, man.
I've got one thing for you. Hang on, guys, before you go. I've got one thing for you. I'm leaving you with this, guys. My house general on Friday evening, we were having our dinner, and she said, "Are you looking forward to the 3 days in the year when you as a man will always be right?" And I looked at it and I thought, what? I said, what? She said, yeah, there are 3 days in the year when you, as a man, will always be right.
Okay.
You know that women are always right, but you get 3 days of a year. Are you looking forward to it? And I went, I'm not sure how to answer that, actually, without trouble.
So
I said, okay, well, which 3 days is it?
my only guess was the day you married her and said I do.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah, that's not the day I got it right.
The
I
day
don't know
you
why.
got it right. That's a hell of a question. Did you tell her that? Did you like the day I married you? And then she says no. You're like, so I didn't get that right.
Well, no, I said a day I knelt down and proposed to you. And she said, well, if you remember, I said no.
Well,
So I got that wrong.
the second time or third or fourth or whatever it was.
The second time she said yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. So you haven't actually. All right. So what are they?
They are the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st of February.
Yes. Okay. Cliffy got it. Cliffy actually got it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Cliffy got it. Good man.
Cliffy's heard that joke. Cliffy got it before he said it. Well played. The 29th.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The 29th, 30th, and 31st of February. I'm going to tell my Frau that one. That's a good one. All right.
Right. Okay, cool.
Thanks, everybody, for coming. We'll see you guys later. That's me from the left side of the Atlantic.
Oh, this is me from the correct side of the Atlantic. Take it easy, guys.
So.